Hey, it's Mo, your realtor with REMAX. Recap 2022. Have you been waiting? Do you want to hear what's going on? There's three things that I'm going to recap. Number one is the inventory. Number two is the interest rates. And number three is the price. There's so much to talk about. So watch the video and hear about it at the end. 2022 was very interesting when it came to inventory. The first half of 2022, we outpaced the amount of sales on the MLS compared to 2020, which we know was strong based on the momentum plus COVID, etc. It wasn't as strong as 2021's first half, but it was more than 2020. Now we ended 4,000 sales less than 2020. So 2022 had 16,000 sales, okay? 2020 had 20,000, 2021 had 21,415. So what does this all mean? Well, first of all, the inventory wasn't low because you can't sell it if it's not on the market. But the fact is that things were selling very, very quickly. And why were they selling quickly? Well, there's multiple reasons. Number one, there was an equity jump because prices increased so fast, so much, and COVID happened. People wanted to pull that equity and buy a bigger house. On top of that, that equity jump, there's some people that are gifting down payments to first-time home buyers, so it's fueling them, especially with the increase in price. They needed that help. Okay, and on top of that, there were baby boomers, and a lot of baby boomers were either refinancing and gifting or selling and gifting back to those first-time home buyers or those people in the family that needed it. On top of that, there was unemployment at an all-time low. The interest rates were, I think, at an all-time low. Startups were at an all-time high. So again, more jobs, more businesses, more money flowing. And out-of-country buyers and out-of-town buyers were very significant. They were so significant that the government has cut out the out-of-country buyers indefinitely. We don't know how long. Could be 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, we don't know. So that part is out of the market. So there's all of these factors that are not going to be as strong in 2023. Something for you to think about when it comes to selling your house, okay? And waiting for that spring market or waiting for it to come back. I don't believe that it'll come back for years to come to what it was in March 2022. So the interest rates, the Bank of Canada increased the overnight rate from 0.25% to 4.25%. 7 increases to get there. The US did the same. They increased their rate by 7 times. Now, who did it affect? It affected variable mortgages or variable loans immediately. So it affected not only the home buyers or the homeowners, but also it affected those businesses that have variable rates, a lot of them do, on their loans. So on $1 million loan, that would increase their payments by $40,000. $40,000 for the year. That's over $3,500 a month. For a small business, that's a substantial amount of money. It could put people out of business. Definitely, it would slower their spending power and their rate of spending, which is what the government wanted. Not just with the housing market, but overall with the business market. And that way, it's supposed to lower, because people aren't buying as much. Also the consumer, that it's going to lower their, it's going to lower the rate of inflation. Supply and demand will go down. Does that affect a fixed mortgage immediately? No. If you already have a fixed mortgage, you're fine. It maintains until you have to renew. But somebody getting a new mortgage, the banks adjust their rates, not immediately like a variable, but they do adjust their fixed rates based on Bank of Canada overnight rate, the prime goes up. The prime rate is what they usually base it on. And if the prime rate goes up, then your rate goes up. If you're looking to buy a house and get a fixed mortgage, that goes up. So now variable and and fixed are almost at the same rate right now. That's where we're at right now. And how does that affect price? Okay, let me share that with you. Every 1 percentage point is over $40,000 in less of a loan. Okay, your loan ratio, or the bank is going to loan you $40,000 less, actually a little bit more. So if it went up 4 times, 4%, that's $160,000 in lending power that people can't use. So obviously the price has to adjust on a lot of properties, and especially it's happening a lot with the townhouses in Ottawa. It's happening more in the middle and at the top, not as much at the bottom. Price. So the average price that'll be for 2022 is going to be around $678,000. In 2021, it was $645,000. So you're going to see headlines. Prices have increased. Now this will kind of confuse sellers and buyers, and as it should. But remember, our first quarter was so strong. In the first quarter, we were at $730,000 average sale price. Right now, the average is $678,000. But that is not necessarily that amount that your house has gone down or adjusted to, or market value has adjusted to. Okay, because it adds all of these months together. So it's better to look at the median price. Now I'm going to go really detailed with you right now. Okay, so just hold on tight. In the first quarter, residential homes, average sale price was $678,844, and the median price, median is what I would look more at, was $727,000. Now that was a typical 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. In Q1, that was almost a townhouse. Townhouses were selling at that price, if you remember. Now condos were $464,000, and the median price was $450,000. Okay, and there were over 5,000 sales just in Q1. Now in Q2, quarter 2, take a look. The average sale price was $730,000. The median price was $685,000 for residential. Condo, it was $458,000 and $438,000 median. Remember, median. Now there were 5,400 sales in Q2. So Q1, the coldest months of the year virtually, was almost as much as the spring, which the mighty spring is supposed to be the best. Now you could see that these are the interest rates are starting to come into play. After Q1, Q2 it really kicked in. There was an increase of 1% on April 13th. That really affected, and then it just continued. So just to give you an idea, in June, the average sale price in June was $693,000, and $650,000 was the median. So that's included in Q2. That was a significant drop from the average. So, April was much stronger than June. Now in Q3, the residential was $658,000 and the median was $610,000. So at the height, we were at $727,000. The median of Q3 was $610,000, and condos $427,000 and $400,000 even median. Okay, Q4 is $615,000 for residential average, $585,000 median, and condos were $423,000 and $390,000 median. So what does this all tell you, folks? Well, what it tells you is this shows you some real numbers. And again, the condos are 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. And residential, the average, the ones I'm looking at here, are 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath or 2 bathrooms. So has the market decreased? Yeah. And it's showing that, you know, it's really happening a lot with the townhomes and the higher priced homes. Now, what I noticed as well was we had a tremendous amount of homes that were over $1 million. I've never seen it like this. It was at 19.3% of all the sales that were happening by about mid-year. Like in the peak, it was at 19.3. By the end of the year, it's at below 16%. So that's going to skew the numbers of the average sale price going up and down. And the homes between 600 and 700 were 21% of the sales. So 16% was over $1 million, 21%, 600 to 700. That increased over the last 2 quarters. So I know I've given you a lot of information here. And in conclusion, listen to the information that I've given you, write it down, and I'm going to be sending a video to the predictions and the tips on what we need to do in 2023 in order to make this thing work. Because if you absolutely have to sell and buy, it is critical for you to take action. It is critical because things are going to be changing the other way. And everybody expects, hey, look, it's just going to go back to, 768 average sale price and 727 median, or it's gonna drop to the bottom and it's gonna go down to 500 median price, or 550 average sale price. Will you still be able to be in the market if that happens? Let's chat. We're gonna talk next week. I hope you have a wonderful New Year. Happy New Year. Mo Your Realtor. Contact me anytime, 613-299-3100. Happy New Year!